What is color? This is a fairly complex question, but let's simplify it by saying it is a language that we as humans intuitively know how to speak. A silent, emotional way of expression. Humans are visual. We process imagery much faster than text or audio content. Colors have a deeper impact on human behavior than most of us believe or are even aware of. They have the ability to influence the smallest detail, such as our daily moods and even the food choices we make when we shop at a supermarket. Marketers obsess over this fact to ensure the desired outcome. When we see color, we'll experience it in predictable ways or we'll associate it with memories of our past. There are three different types of association: universal, individual, and cultural. The universal color preferences are usually the physiological ones and are proven to be predictable regardless of where you live in the world. Red is the perfect example. Red has the ability to increase your heart rate when you first see it. It makes you want to move. Some studies say a person will run faster if they see red, or they'll eat more, talk more if they are in a red room. The opposite happens when a person sees blue. It has a calming effect, and a person would rather become more relaxed. Each color of the color spectrum triggers different emotions. I will talk about these specific effects in another session. Individual preferences are the personal choices we make, and sometimes these individual preferences have more to do with an experience. The cultural preferences are quite interesting. For the most part, they are learned. When we are young, we associate the color brown with dirt. Probably all throughout a person's life, before they discovered coffee, of course, brown was their least favorite color. When we look at green, we think of environmental causes. This is in part because we are constantly exposed to seeing green in this light. Cultural preferences are always evolving and revolving. This is due to social, economical, political, technological, and environmental changes we experience as a culture. During economic uncertainties, we gravitate towards grounded, safe colors that are rooted in the past or unto earth itself. We refer to them as organic colors. But as human beings, we need happy, pick-me-up colors. A good example of this is the Depression glass that surfaced during the difficult times of the Depression era. Another example is the psychedelic colors of the 60s, attributed to the drug culture. If you've ever been high, you'll know, seeing all colors and crazy patterns all at once. During the 70s, we had to take a break and sober out. During this decade, browns, beiges were the colors of choice. The 80s was a different story. Very bright and vivid colors. Punk fashion began as a reaction against both the hippie movement and the materialistic values of the current decade. The aerobics craze of the early 80s against the rebellious of Madonna's black. In the 90s, many colors from the 80s carried over, including the use of fluorescent shades, inspired by comic books and pop art. But colors did quiet down a bit, and a more neutral, moody color palette revealed itself. Grunge music, alternative rock were coming to the forefront. The mood was anti-materialistic, a celebration of individualism over consumerism. The colors of the first decade in the 2000s were shaped by the bursting of the millennial, marked by a time of decadence in the culture, innovation, and technology. To understand how we feel about a certain color today, we need to look for clues in everything that is happening around us. But as history repeats itself, so does color. So don't be surprised if you see a favorite forgotten color from decades past makes a comeback. Thank you for watching. Follow us and stay tuned.